مساء الورد والياسمين عليكم يا شباب ويا صبايا. معاكم طارق وأيمن من هوش MMA، واليوم معانا بطل العالم الحالي، the undisputed reigning defending welterweight champion of the world, my brother, his brother, Belal Muhammad.
My brother.
What's up, man? What's up?
Khabib.
Well, the introduction is way better than last time.
Okay, we've improved. We've improved.
Feels good.
Welcome back to Abu Dhabi.
Feels good.
One of the things I was going to bring up, do you remember your first fight in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
The very, very first one? When it was in that tent?
Yeah.
Remember that?
With Sato?
Sato, yeah.
With Sato. It
was
wasn't
in
a
the
tent.
It wasn't that crappy
tent.
tent.
It was a tent, right?
They was like warmed up in a. We had warmed up in a tent. They had a huge air conditioner. They're blowing at us.
We were We were there.
Yeah.
They had
We
him
thought it was
sitting
there.
behind. They had him sitting behind a pillar, like literally. There's a pillar, and he sat behind it, and he's like, and he kept complaining the whole night until you came out, and then they gave him seats way at the front, and I was stuck in the freaking nosebleeds by myself.
Really?
Hey, ditched me.
Me and Lou were just talking about it. We were like, the first time we came here, we were like at the bottom of the totem pole. Then the second time we came here, all right, we moved up a little bit. Now we got third time, fourth time, we got gold.
What I wanted to ask you was, what was the walkout song? Because it wasn't Anadami Falastini.
That day?
That fight. It couldn't have been.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't.
And I need to go back and find it.
Yeah, I got to go back and check it out. Because the last, probably my last 6 fights, I walked out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember we just I see this guy walking out. He's got the Palestinian flag, and I'm like, and that was it, man. It was since then that we've
We were
been
connected?
that we've been team bully. Yeah, since then. What year was that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was good, like 6 years maybe.
6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, since then.
It's been a good 6 years.
My God.
Alhamdulillah.
So how does it feel, man? How does it feel? I mean, are you 30% better right now? Do you feel 30% better right now?
Everybody keeps asking, but to me, it feels nothing changed. Like, honestly, for me, it hasn't hit yet. I think once I go home and like I'm by myself, maybe it'll finally hit. But like, we've just been so traveling, so like nonstop that it hasn't like hit that we're world champions. Like me and Lou, we're just in the elevator now, and he's like, "Did it hit you?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Mine didn't hit me till like
Did
a
it hit
month
you in
later."
Abu Dhabi, man. Second home. It's like a second home to you.
Yeah,
at this
no,
point,
of course.
right?
Yeah, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just one of those where we just fought Saturday, and then it was like from there to here to here. So I'm still in the mode of, it still feels like I just want to fight. Not like I won the biggest fight of my life. I just want to fight.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just any old fight.
Yeah, because every fight's your most important fight. Any fight you fight, you have to win, right? And every fight I look at is like, that's my championship fight. Because if you lose, it's over. But like for this one, even when I was like walking out, it didn't feel like extra nerves or anything. Like that day I felt just like calm. And I was like, man, should I be more nervous?
I was crapping myself. I was curled up under the sofa in the fetal position at how loose you looked.
Yeah, I felt so good. And then my team, everybody around me are like, bro, it's just another day. Lou, don't put any extra pressure on yourself. Look at it as, this is what we've been wanting. It's not like, oh man, this is what we've been wanting. No, this is what we've been wanting. This is what it's meant for. And like Khabib messaged me in the morning that day, and he was just like, brother, this is what you work for. If Allah wants you to win, you're gonna win. If He doesn't, then it's not meant to be. So it just takes the pressure away from everything.
Dude, I was worried. I have a confession to make, all right? Here's my confession. On our show, thought it was like Belal is going to make it look freaking easy.
I've been saying it for years.
He's been
Years.
saying it and leading up to the fight.
3 years.
Of course, I chose Belal, right? You're my boy, you're my man. But I was like, how are you so confident, man? Where is that confidence? I've never seen that leading up to a championship fight. I've never seen that before. There is some, bits and pieces of nerves.
Yeah.
Even if it's pretentious, I couldn't sense any of that, and I started to get a bit worried. Like, what's up with Belal? Where'd that come from, man? This is a new side of Belal.
It was because we finally got what we wanted, right? It took us forever to get the title shot. Like that, the pressure was getting there, getting to the belt, because it took us years to get there. That people were saying you're never gonna get it. Then they kept denying it, kept other reasons why I shouldn't get it. And then once we finally got it, it was like a biggest sense of relief. And then like once it got to the fight week, it was like, this is where we're gonna prove everybody wrong. everybody who thinks we can't do it, everybody who thought we wouldn't be here. It was like, kind of like you wanted to like laugh in their face, like I told you so. And I knew I was gonna have that moment because I've been studying him for a year. Like I'm watching him. When I trained for him and Kobe as a backup, it was just training for Leon. Kobe sucks, so I was just only training for Leon the whole time.
Yeah.
So you're gonna give me 1 full year to train for this one guy, and I'm looking at him like he's not good. And I'm watching it, and I was like, bro, I literally think this is gonna be easy. I'm telling Lou, and he's like, bro, every fight's your hardest fight. Stop saying that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, I'm watching him. I'm looking at his tape, and I'm like, I literally think I'm gonna walk through him.
It was that head kick, man, that just changed the narrative for him, right? That head kick. That's it.
That's
Before
what
that,
he
was pretty boring.
Yeah.
Decision machine. I mean, I don't know, man.
And when people were looking at this, they're like, "Oh, he's a sniper. He's this crazy striker." I'm like, bro, he only has one head kick, and even the last fight after that, oh man, he beat Usman and Kobe back to back again. And I'm like, both those fights were trash. He threw 50 strikes in the Kobe fight. It was like a lackadaisical fight. I'm rewatching these fights, even in the Usman third fight. I'm looking at it. I'm like, Usman wasn't himself. So I'm like, he's getting all this credit. I think they're just trying to hype him up and play that whole storyline of, man, he's this sharpshooter. He's this great striker. Look at him on the pads. Look at him. What do they say? He has the perfect body for MMA. And I'm like,
dude,
get out of here.
For 3 years, I've been saying it. No disrespect. He got that head kick on a Kamaru Usman who's taking the stairs backwards at their house. The dude was done. No, Usman was done. And that's when he managed to get him. And then he had the gall to not give you a shot for 3 years. Look who he had to go through after him.
Yeah.
Gilbert, Sean Brady. Who else did we fight before?
Stephen Thompson.
We fought Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Luque.
We fought Luque. And I'm like, I was saying it on the show for years. I'm like, Belal is going to tear him in 3.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're crazy. I'm like, you guys watch what happens. Let's talk about the fight itself. Round 1 was just insane domination, ragdolling the entire way through.
Ragdoll, that's a good
Ragdoll.
yeah.
Round 2, I was worried that you might end up killing somebody because when you spiked his head into the freaking canvas, I'm being genuine. I was terrified. I'm like, he could paralyze this guy. And I'm happy that nothing happened to him because nobody wants that on their conscience. Yeah. Round 3, on your back. That was about the end of it.
Yeah.
Round 4 was repeat of round 1. Round 5 was repeat of round 2. And then those last 30 seconds. Those last 30 seconds, man. What were you thinking?
That's literally what my mom's going to do to me when she sees me.
What were you thinking?
Mama Tare.
Why?
Oh my God, man.
It was just so slippery and sweaty in there, and it was like,
dude,
he did a good job of. He has like a weird body, and I was like, oh no way, he just spinned. And I was so annoyed by the whole situation.
The guy who won the Kamaru fight in the last 30 seconds of his, I'm like, please, for the love of God, no.
Bilal, I lost 2 years of my life in those few seconds. No joke, man.
There's nothing that like hurt, but I was just like, I was feeling the blood, and I was like, no way, he's just coming right now in these last 30 seconds.
Unlucky, man.
I was so annoyed. Yeah, it was the worst. But like I said, nothing hurts once you have the belt. When you win, like the stitches are fine.
Yeah, of course. Like you've just won the welterweight title of the world.
Otherwise, I would have never had a scratch on me, and they would have been like, no way, you just fought.
But that's you know what I mean? You needed something to prove that you just brought home that belt. Talk about the UK a little bit, man. Cry.
Honestly, well, the people, we were treated with so much respect over there. It was amazing. We went to a couple of the community centers over there, the gyms over there, and like we got so much love from the Muslim community there. And it was
Manchester.
Yeah, in Manchester, and it felt so good to know that that over there we have like a second family. So it felt so good over there. Obviously, the crowd is gonna be mad and they're gonna cry about it. That was always the best, especially when like at the weigh-ins and the press conference, the like little kids are giving me the middle finger. Yeah, like a little kid.
That redhead, right?
Bro, I'm like, he's like, at first I saw him on the stage, I was gonna give him the fist pound. He gave me like the middle finger. I was like, bro, what? It was crazy, but.
Did you find him in the end?
He's actually like a fighter. Like, I guess he trained at like Patty's gym, and somebody's like, I found a little kid. I was like, no way. And he has like a 6-pack, and like he's like 10 years old or something.
Oh my God.
He's definitely on steroids, but yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, speaking of on steroids, you read. I saw Colby's little.
Oh my God.
Belal finally got the right steroids, and then your response is 0-3, laughing faces. I'm like, oh my God, this is.
That's the funniest part, because now everybody wants to start talking. Because now that's where we are now, is where when I was calling all these guys out, they're all acting like, who is this? Who's that guy? Nobody wants to respond. But now they all want to talk. Now you got him, you got Volkanovski, you got Usman, and it's like,
what's
funny.
up with Volk? Where'd that come from?
The funniest thing is, like, we were doing he keeps bringing up this fact that we did the watch parties. You know how you have the watch parties with my family at my house, and then the people from the UFC were there as well. They're recording it, and they were like, hey, there's other watch parties. Do you want to call anybody? And I was like, oh, cool. Who was it? It was like Bobby Green had a watch party, Wonder Boy had a watch party, and Volk. And I was like, oh, let's call Volk.
King Green, sorry.
Oh, we called King Green too.
King Green.
He was just like, oh yeah.
It's
he was like smoking weed on his. So we called Volk, and then like he didn't answer.
And he thinks you got sour about that.
So then I just like tweeted, I was like, oh bro, he's a loser. So I was like, yeah, Max Holloway won that fight. And then he ended up calling back. And then I was like, oh, what's up, Volk? And I was like, man, just don't look at Twitter, man. It was just a joke. But I'm just like joking around. Like, that's my sense of humor. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, oh man, this guy's being so serious that I ignored his call. And he took it to offense to it. I'm like, bro, you really think I took offense to it? Like,
and he thinks you would be a good matchup for him?
bro.
That's weird, man.
It's funny.
That's just weird.
That's state-sanctioned murder.
That's
That would
weird.
be state-sanctioned murder.
It's funny, but we got the bullseye on our back now, right? So it's like everybody wants that clout, everybody wants that attention to try to.
I want to go
pick
back
at
to
you.
Manchester for a bit. Man, who are these folks you were hanging out with? Like, you're in Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis and...
Those are like Monday cars. That's my brother right there. Shout out to Tukir. He's the one right there.
Man, I have to drive this guy around Abu Dhabi in an Audi, bro. Like, y'all make me look bad.
Dude, he picked us up in Rolls Royce. I was like, me and Lou are Corolla guys. We don't mess with Rolls Royces.
Remember the Corolla? Yeah. Turned up in a rental Corolla.
I turned up in a rental last time.
That's right, you were in a rental as well.
Yeah, but literally he's like, you're a champion. You can't be riding around or anything like that. So he's picking us up in Lambos. It just felt good, right? Because it just felt like we were there. It was like a movie all week of what this whole thing was. And it was just like putting us in a champion mindset. And we belonged there. It wasn't like we were there by accident. We were there. If he wasn't there, me and Lou probably got a Corolla. We would have been pulling up like in a minivan. And then they would have been like, who's this guy? This guy's not fighting for belt.
We were looking at the pictures and the videos, and I messaged Ayman. I go, bro, Bilal is deleting my number right now. Like, he's never going to talk to me again.
Honestly,
This
he
dude's
thought that. He thought that.
like, he's done with me.
Because we've experienced that before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With other certain individuals.
They make
just
it
stop
big,
talking
and then
to
they're
us.
like, oh, well, we're done with you.
No, for me, it's like I said, there's nothing that's going to change. I'm just going to upgrade my my car a little bit, maybe. But that's it.
wait, Bilal. I wanted to sink in. أول بطل عربي. أول بطل فلسطيني.
And that's
In the biggest organization in the world. You're number one in the world right now, dude. In the world.
and it's priceless to me. Like to like have that, right? To be the first, and then to have Palestine next to it. It's like the most amazing thing in the world.
Wait till you come to the weigh-ins. Watch.
Yeah.
You win up. The UFC will see that. It might have been booze in Manchester. It ain't going to be booze in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, no, like just the love everybody getting here. That's what I've been. I mean, like we've been saying it forever. Even now, like my coach is like showing us the videos of we're looking at when they put the belt around my waist. We had like 20 million views on Dana White's page, and then Alex Pereira had like 8 million when he had his belt raised, and then Aspinall had like 10 million. And I'm like, bro, we had 20 million views. Like people are starting to see it now. People are hopping on the bandwagon, and we're all gonna keep going up from here.
Well, I know we've got you. We're more likely than not, I believe, going to have Amir Al-Bazi as well.
Oh yeah, inshallah.
So I reckon we're going to have two very soon.
Yeah.
You brought up Khabib earlier. I've been meaning to ask you about this because I only heard it when you were talking about it to someone else. That he was messaging you game plans?
Bro, that's the thing, right? You bring up Habib's name, and then they like the biggest headline is always Habib did this, Habib did that. But no, I mean, when I was in Jersey, that's when I first got the fight, and he's so good at breaking down guys, breaking down game plans. So obviously, I'm gonna ask advice. He gives me advice, what he thinks, and everything like that. And then, like I said, honestly, the biggest thing I got from him was the day of the fight when he was just like, "There's no pressure. Whatever Allah wants to happen will happen. So just go out there and just have fun." And then he's like, pressure makes diamonds. And you know, when you're getting that from him, it's another level, right? Because it just like puts you, to get any voice message or message from him, it's just like.
But you always felt that way before fights, didn't you? Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you always put the pressure on yourself, no matter what, and especially for me now. But like at this moment, right? Like you said, what's happening in Palestine right now, everything that's happening there, people are like, if you lose, those people are gonna lose hope. If you lose, that's gonna be another loss for them. Do you want another loss for them? Do you want another moment for them to cry about, or another moment for them to tear up about? Because it's already huge that you're already on that stage, right? But it wasn't good enough for me to be there to get this title fight. Yeah. I had to win for them. I had to get my hand raised for them. I had to give them something to cheer for, something to smile about. And alhamdulillah, we got that, right?
Alhamdulillah.
And
Alhamdulillah.
I'm still hoping that they're still able to cheer up until today. I'm hoping that they could still just be like, at least we have a champion. At least we got a victory this week. So if that's the biggest thing I take from this whole fight, that was enough.
You made us always super proud, man. Dude.
No, man, you represented yourself well, first and foremost, you know what I mean? You represented yourself and your team and Louis Taylor, and you guys did yourselves proud, first and foremost. That's what matters. Everything else is secondary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But now people are going to start realizing and just giving my coaches the respect that they deserve. Because a lot of the times you'll have, you're a small gym in Chicago. Come over here. We have this big gym. We have like 60 UFC fighters here or there. But now our team in Chicago, people are going to start respecting them. People are going to start looking at them like they're good enough. They're doing something right over there. They're doing something good over there. And nobody can ever take that away from us because now we have a real title.
But it's quite often though, and we know this from other people that we know and speak to. You often don't get the attention that you think you're going to get when you go to a big gym.
Yeah.
They stick you in with the, whoever the coaches are there. Not the main guy. You're always going to get,
Yeah, and there's 10 or 15 guys that are fighting at the same day as you. So, like, nobody's really looking at you or one-on-one with you. When I fight, the whole team is dedicated to me. The whole team's on me. We're watching every single tape on this guy. Every one of my training partners is, all right, I'm going to be Leon Edwards for you. My main guy, Ignacio Balmondez, the best striker, I think, in the UFC. And he's a better version of Leon Edwards. So when anything Leon threw at me, I wasn't afraid of it. I saw it all. I've, seen everything that he could have did. And so that's why when I walked right in front, I was walking right in front of him the whole time, standing in front of his face with no fear at all in my heart. And
I could tell.
It broke him down. It made him like, what the heck? I was supposed to be the one in charge. I was supposed to be the one dictating this pace. How is he the one that's bullying me, backing me up the whole time? And I said it. I said I was going to have him backing up the whole time. I said I was going to have him uncomfortable the whole time. And when he's uncomfortable, he's not good. So they could come up with whatever excuse in the book they want to come up with, but I'll give you the game plan. I'll write it out in my phone, and I'll tell you exactly how to beat him.
It to you.
And it'll be every single other one of these fighters will do the same thing.
The chat from the corner, right, Ayman, is what really got us. Like we
the
understood
difference, the
straight
contrast
away.
in corner chats in between. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, that was nuts. Your corner was just like zen, like they just came out of a meditation session, have a sip of water, enjoy life, enjoy this moment. And Leon's corner was going berserk.
That's the thing. That's what I love about my corner. It's like our team is just so chill. There's not in the back, there was no pressure on nobody. Everybody was just like having fun, just relaxed. And then even in the corner, like when you have that tenseness or that nervousness that you saw in Leon's corner, it makes the fighter nervous. It makes him tense. And that little weasel coach, I
saw Leon cuss him out.
Bro, I'm so happy it happened that way, right? Because that's all he's good for is a motivational speech. So that was the best part.
Like, dude, you can't cuss your coach out.
Was there a moment
rounds.
where you said, okay, he gave up? Because you could tell he gave up. But for you, when was that moment?
In the fourth round, I saw his face when I kept hitting him with the jab, and he'll come out in the first 30 seconds, try to throw something crazy hard, and he'll just whiff and miss. And then I think it was that round when I just it was an easy takedown where I just pulled him super easy from his waist, and he just fell. And I was like, oh, he's done. Because even in the third round when he had my back, I was hearing him breathing super hard, holding for dear life tightness. And I was like, oh, bro, he's gonna burn himself out even more. So I'm like, keep holding. So that's why I was like, all right, well, we'll just chill over here until this round's over with. And then championship rounds, I know he's gonna be gassed. I'm not gonna be tired. He's gonna be way more tired. And yeah, I could just feel it. His heart beating, his chest is trying to, for dear life, just to squeeze. And I was like, oh, fourth and fifth is gonna be broken.
Belal, before we wrap this up, what's next and when? We're hearing
Next
stuff
up-
over the past hour or so. Is it Shavkat? Is it not? What's going on?
I mean, I think Shavkat makes the most sense. For me, it's like wanting to fight the next best guy. He makes the most sense in the division. There's like Ian Gary. I think he's saying he himself says he needs one more. I think JDM and Shavkat were supposed to fight, but that didn't come out. And for myself, I think I want to fight probably December.
What
And
gets you the most pumped, most excited?
Shavkat, right?
Shavkat.
Because they think he's still going to beat me. I want they're still coming at me like, oh, this guy's going to beat you next. Shavkat's going to walk through him, though. He can't do that to Shavkat.
Oh, I remember when it was Sean Brady.
Yeah, right?
Sean Brady,
I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that.
he's the best
Yeah,
wrestler,
Sean Brady
blah,
was
blah,
going to
blah.
walk through you. Apparently.
Yeah. So, and I love that. Even Leon Edwards, they said he was going to head kick dead. He's done. So, and I keep going out there and I keep dominating. I keep telling all these guys that we have a game plan for every fighter. I could beat every single fighter on the roster, and I have a different path to victory with every single one of these fighters. And I already know how I'm going to beat every single one of these fighters. So, Shavkat's next in line. We go out there, take his O from him, and then they're still going to say, "Oh well, Ian Gary's different than him."
Come on. Come on,
JDM's
dude.
boxing is really nice, man. Wait, you didn't even fight Usman yet, man. Usman still got tread on the tires.
Let's go.
Volkanovski's coming at 170.
Let's go Usman first then.
I mean, obviously he's the biggest name in the division.
That's what I
He's
would
the
think.
biggest. Yeah, he's the biggest star, I would say. But it's like he's on a 3-fight losing streak right now, so that's the hard part is making. I mean, the UFC gave Kobe one on that. So, but for me, it's whatever the UFC gives you, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Like Usman and Shavkat would definitely give me the. I mean, I'm awake no matter what, but like both those names are like big enough, especially because Usman's next to GSP on the list.
You still need time to let this sink in, enjoy it.
Yeah.
When do you want to make
I
it
would
happen?
say, inshallah, I would say December.
December.
Yeah. If it's
Okay.
if it ends up being November, but
Because
like
we were worried it's going to turn around for the next Abu Dhabi card somehow.
that was like always the dream, right? Beforehand, you're like, bro, man, it's literally like 9 weeks away.
That's what I was saying to him. That's the one thing I don't want.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't want is for you to go have the fight that you just had with Leon and then turn around and go, all right, well, it's time to go back to Abu Dhabi for October.
Yeah,
I'm like,
by the
nah.
time like my nose and everything gets healed, it'd be like, all right, 6 weeks, 6-week camp. And then we got to come out here early and then start camp right away. And it's like, I'm not gonna have my first camp on basically short notice.
No.
Which it doesn't make sense. So it's like,
Not at all.
yeah.
I'm glad
We're
to
at
hear
the
that.
point now where we settle out. We'll come to Abu Dhabi, watch the fights as the champion, and then inshallah defend it. And who knows? Maybe my name's big enough now where they could bring another card here in January or December.
That would be
Inshallah.
really awesome, man. To me,
Yeah.
it makes no sense to have you and Shavkat fighting in anywhere
Yeah.
except here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like this is where it has to happen.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Bilal, Alf Mabruk, Habibi.
Thank you, brother.
This has been an absolute pleasure. World champion. على راسي.
It doesn't even hit yet. It's
Allah
like,
راسي. Habibi,
Honestly, it was too much.
good catching up. Alf Mabruk. Love you, brother.